What is up, Bond Squad? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. It is an after hours weekday video, and I feel like I've been monster trucking you guys a bunch. So if you haven't watched those, go watch them. It's a fun video. If you're here for car stuff, we're going to do a little bit of car stuff today. I'm also going to jump on my soapbox and rant a little bit, so you can probably turn the channel off when we start doing that. But big shout out and thank you to my buddy Jared Compton for having my son and I out to do monster truck stuff. It was awesome, and I'm sure it won't be the last time you see me out there hanging out with those guys because they are rad. So on today's episode of What the Hell Are We Doing with the Maliboom, we're kind of winding down on stuff to do, and I've done some things and I wanted to share with you because I didn't really make a video last weekend because we were busy screwing off. So first and foremost, aside from the plastic junk we have sitting on the hood, we got some little shiny down here. So I went and did what I shouldn't do. I surfed Facebook Marketplace late at night, found these things, and ended up wasting my hard-earned cash on them. So these are some 17-inch Weld S71, but it's the strip version. So it's a radial, it's a 5.5, so it's a real street tire we can drive in the rain, and then it's strong enough that I feel like you can run some potholes and things over without hopefully wadding the wheel up. And the reason I got wheels, because if you're wondering if I had rims, we broke both rims on that side when we hit the wall, and I replaced them, but I haven't put tires on them. And I like the rear mag look, and I like the Weld wheels that I have that kind of look like those. I think that package looks good, but those Weld wheels don't weigh squat, and they're front runners, and they're just not a good street wheel. Like, you hit one thing or you go off a curb and it's going to be game over, and I can't afford to just waste those wheels. And I don't like the way that matching Jegs wheel, even in the 17, I think it just, for whatever reason, it's ugly. They needed to thin it out on the front, but I get it, they need the structure. So we're going to go with these. I'm going to sell all the mag wheels that I have, and then I'm going to get matching rears for the street, essentially, because mainly these are for looks, and I can't afford 6 of these. I can't even really afford 4 of them. I got a decent deal on these. When I say decent, I mean like 2 for 1, essentially, with tires, and then I had to replace tires, which sucked. But we will make a match in the back for the street and for all the pictures, because you spend most of the time driving around. And then I want some Weld Pro Star old school ones. And if you're wondering color wise, I hate this, but I can paint. So we're going to just paint it black, and I will mask everything because I like the machine face. I think where people get these wrong is they powder coat the whole thing black, and it changes it, and it doesn't look as cool as I think with the machine lip and the little weld deal and all that stuff. So we're just going to overlap this, and we'll shoot that black. So then these will look spectacular, in my opinion. And we'll do the same with the rears. And I'm hoping I can find some on Facebook Marketplace again. And then I don't care if they're beat up, because we're just going to shoot them black, kind of how we're going to do these. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. With that, I wanted to share that waste of money with you. Before we get on to this, I do want to say that we are getting into the aesthetics, and this is where I'm going to jump on my old soapbox and harp on you guys about painting your freaking cars. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because my boy Navlac57, he has an awesome channel. He has way more projects than me. He gets a ton of stuff done. I think he's not human. He's kind of like Apple. Like, I don't know, those guys don't sleep or something. But he's building a 57 Chevy. He just got off of Sick Week. It was, what is it, 6 Summer? And then he won the Sick Week Freaks, and then he's building a whole different car to go to like the Smokies or whatever. So dude is an animal. But my point is, he has a rusty 57 Chevy. He was showing everybody how bad it is, and he straight up was like, I want to go race this thing, I don't really care about the rust, right? And then he was cutting some stuff out, doing the cage, making it safe. And then the next video, it's all painted, and I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. And it's a teal and white, and I was kind of like, I don't remember that thing looking like that. And he goes into the whole thing of like, this is my dream car, this is what I want to look like. And he likes the patina look, so he doesn't care if the rust comes through the paint. But the point being, he scuffed it down, he rattle canned it, and the thing looks awesome in the video. And I know, because I paint cars and I do stuff, I know in person the thing is probably not a stunner, but on film, in pictures, at Sick Week, that thing is going to look phenomenal. So you need to paint your stuff. You can run around like this, but just have in the back of your mind that you want to put it in one color or do something with it. And here is my question to all you guys, because I know everybody's going to jump in the comments and be like, I like patina. That is fine. I understand that you guys may like that, right? But when you got into this and you got addicted to classic cars, I'm betting, and I'm betting a lot. I mean, if it was a percentage, I'm going to say 98, 99% of you can remember the car that you liked, what color it was, and what it was. And I guarantee that there's going to be somebody down here. I know because it's the internet, but it was a color. And the old school guys that didn't want to paint, they still put their damn cars in primer. They would run the red oxide, the green oxide, all the old school guys, because of the hot rod, right? We don't paint it because we don't want paint. We don't want shiny. They still did satin black. I remember when satin black was a phase, and I got all satin blacked out. But hell, bring the satin black phase back. At least people were doing stuff, and they had single color cars. And the reason I bring that up is, when you're a kid, aesthetically, part of hot rodding is the car, right? What it looks like and how it looks and how it sounds. It's a whole package, not just the fastest thing in the world, right? And let's be honest, we're not going to be the fastest. Me and you watching this video, we're not going to be the fastest. But you can stand out, look good, and people can cheer you on, the kids can cheer you on. And the whole point is to get the butts in the stands so fans like what they see. They come to the pits to talk to you. Maybe the younger generation, we get them hooked, and then they start building cars, and it's good for everybody. So go paint your damn thing. Use rattle cans. Go watch Navlak's video, because he does a much better job explaining it, because I get all fired up. And I am completely retarded, and I'm going to paint this thing with paint that's way too expensive for what we're doing. And I'll show you this too. Let's walk around this thing, because the fit and finish on this car is not good by any stretch. So don't fool yourself and look at these videos and go, oh, like this thing sticks out a bunch, right? Because it's just the plastic and it doesn't fit all that well. Yeah, we got some bubbling here. This thing's, the bumper's still kind of tweaked. It's pushed over. We got some rot going on here. I'm debating on fixing this or putting something over it. So we might kind of half-ass that, but if not, we're just going to shoot right over that. And then we're just going to fill in this. Everybody made comments on how much filler was on the car. Well, of course it has a bunch of filler. We did a bunch of work. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time knocking it down flat. We're just going to paint it. And it was fine until I hit the wall. So, and then, you know, she's got all kinds of gremlins, right? So my point is, we'll paint this. We'll spend way too much money on paint, because that's what I like to do. I'm flashy. I want people to see this thing. And here's the last one before I get off soapbox, because you're probably not watching at this point anymore. Anyway, I watch people all the time. They go to an event, and then they're hitting up photographers. Hey, did you take a picture of my stuff? And the guy's like, yeah, well, you know, what was your car? I took pictures of all the cars all week. And they're like, it's a white 2005 Silverado truck. And you're like, so if you're a photographer, you're going to be attracted and drawn to the unique stuff. Because if you go to events and there's hundreds and hundreds of cars, and you're driving that, right? Nobody's taking pictures of my car. Like, I'm incognito rolling in that thing, right? But you take this, or you take that, or you take that, and every time I go to an event, it never fails. I get tons of pictures, and I end up buying some of them from the photographers if I really like the pictures they take. But it gets attention because, obviously, it's a bit flashy. I'm not saying you got to go flashy, but I'm saying paint your car, and chances are going to be much better, you know, that you get a little coverage. But again, if you just want to paint it cream white or whatever, good luck. Okay, I'm going to get on my soapbox. So, let's get back to this nonsense, right? We did the hood vents. I think I showed you guys that. This worked bitchin'. I did some torture testing. I'm hoping it gets, I'm not hoping, I'm waiting for it to get hotter. Not that we want it to be hot, but when it gets to be 100, I want to take this thing and run around. But as far as cooling, we've been doing great. But I got these because the first version of Maliboom 1.0, I had that tray that had to hang out for the safety tray or whatever, and I had my accumulator and all stuff. It looked different than this, but I always thought it was ugly, and I wanted a balance to kind of hang down to kind of hide it. And these things actually help with aerodynamics and then airflow through the radiator, because it lowers the gap, right? So it brings your bumper down lower, so then that raises, you know, the air. So the air has to split off and go down or up. So if you lower this down, less air is going to go under the car, and that stems a better chance of forcing air through the radiator. So it actually does serve a purpose, and I think it looks cool. I'll just be honest with you. I'm doing it because I'm not having heating issues at this point, but I do figure if we got something low enough, it'd kind of save rocks and stuff off my wastegates, and, you know, maybe some water off the pipes and stuff if we're driving in rain. But ultimately, it's just for looks. So let's tape some of these guys up here. If you're wondering what these are, this is a Camaro, like 68, 7, something like that. And then this is off of like a square body Tahoe. And we'll just kind of fit them up. They're not going to obviously fit, but whichever one I like the looks of, I think we'll try to squirrel it on there. Probably not 100% today. I mainly wanted to just talk and hang out and share my opinion and share the stuff that we got, and that she's running good. And then we'll kind of get a look at that, and then we'll get this thing wrapped. Alright, here's mock-up number 1. You know what's funny is I actually don't really hate that. I thought it was going to look really trashy, but this is the idea obviously we would position it properly and bring it all the way up. So it's not the same width as the bumper, it comes up short, but I don't think it's too bad. You know, and then obviously we tuck it up a bit more so it's not the first thing to hit the ground, you know, so it'd be tucked up. So I could make some sort of mounting deal, but I think it's not bad. When you look at it from the side, I think it's kind of cool. So I don't actually hate that. Like I said, if it was tucked up a bit better, but location-wise, because I was thinking the full span, you know, this one was going to be the ticket, but I kind of like that, and I kind of like that it doesn't really span the whole universe. So that's actually not bad. All right, let's tape this other one. You got to have vision, by the way, because yes, I know it's tape hanging, it's probably going to fall off, but you know, you get the gist. That's what we're looking for, the gist, right? So before I pull this off here, the other thing I'm going to show you for science, is this is the bottom of my radiator, and obviously the bumper, you know, covers a pretty good portion of it. So if we mounted this dude to the bar right here, you know, and had it setting up there and a bit closer, and obviously close this gap in a bit, you know, this would pick air up and then hopefully push it up into the bottom of the rad, which would be killer. Like I said, we'd have to trim it all down so this thing would suck up flush to this bar, which I think can be done. And I think it would actually, you know, scoop the air and put it through the bottom of the rad. So it would be function and form, not just Dane thinks it's cool. At least that's what I'm telling myself, you know, to make the juice worth the squeeze. Bam, here is option number 2. And I have to say, this looks pretty good. This is kind of what I've always envisioned. Something that kind of hangs down below the bumper. Obviously, we're going to have to trim it and make it fit and do the dance. But I will say, I don't hate the other one. I thought I was just going to straight go this direction. I kind of got the other one because I was getting discouraged trying to find something that may fit the bottom of this car. And then I saw on some forums some guy manipulated one of these and it looked decent, so I got one, and sure enough, it's pretty dang close. But I will say, I don't completely hate the other one. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think? You like this or the other one? So the pluses and minuses, the other one, it pokes out, so we're going to get the air that goes up into the bottom of the rad. This one actually protects stuff a lot better, and then it lowers the, you know, the line where the air can go through to the radiator, or under the car, I'm sorry. So that I think may help with air, but mostly this is going to protect stuff underneath, and it hides the ugly better, in my opinion, because the other one leaves this stuff open. So yeah, let me know what you think. Leave a comment. And if you made it this far, all the way to the end of the video, I will tell you 2 more cool things that you guys will probably be excited about. If you watch this channel long enough, you're watching this video all the way to the end, you're definitely part of the bomb squad. So I contacted John Mitchell. He's the guy that did the artwork for the stickers that we did, that I sold, that everybody helped me with, to help put this thing back together, and everybody is more than kind. I have a stack of those too, so let me know if you want one. I'll just send those off to you guys, because I still have a bunch of those. But I contracted him again to do a logo for the bomb squad. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a bomb with a face on it, a monster guy, it's going to say whatever. I just gave him creative reign. I paid the man, and I love his artwork, and whatever he comes up with, I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to that. But there'll be a new bomb squad logo, so we're going to change the look of stuff, and then hopefully make some shirts with that. Definitely make stickers, and we'll start hooking you guys up with all that stuff here soon. And then the last cool point that I will make for all the guys that stayed all the way to the end is I'm working on a brushless 12-inch fan. I actually bought it, have it scanned, have the design done, and it's going to go to prototyping probably when my parts show up for the 15. So we have those on order for the 15-inch fan shroud holders. So we're going to have the 12. And then I got hit up by Devin Vanderhoof. If you guys follow Dragon Drive stuff at all, you know who he is. He had that like super fast Fox body convertible, like the cleanest Fox body convertible ever. And he just picked up a new rig, and he hit me up and he's like, hey, do you make a fan holder? Probably to save some time and effort, because that's the fan holder he runs, is that ZL1, the 19-inch one. So I said, well, because you're asking, I do now. So we got one on order, that'll be here, and then I got to get that scanned. So I will have all the fan options. Everybody's been asking for the 19s, and then I have had some interest for some 12s because the 15 is a great middle ground. It was a good fan to get my feet wet, but now, like I said, we're going to just cover all the bases. Then I can make other products. I can get away from doing the fan stuff, and if you can't fit a 12, 15, or a 19, then what are you even doing with yourself? So we got those coming. Those are in the works. As soon as that prototype looks good on the 12-inch, I'm going to share it. We'll post it up here, and then we'll do pre-orders on that thing to help kind of cover the cost. And then the same thing with the 19. We're just going to get those rolling the same way we got the 15-inch rolling. But thank you to everybody that's ordered stuff. And again, don't think if you got a 15, you got to switch it out because those fans are bitching. That's what I run on here. I'm just going to leave the 15 version on here. I think that is plenty fine for what I'm doing. I like the low amp draw. But if you got a motorhome, racing motorhome you need to cool off, the ZL1 is your guy. You got a pacer, maybe your radiator's a little short and stubby like this because the front of the car, you can see the difference there. You know, it's real short, so that radiator's going to be short and stubby. She's probably going to take a couple 12-inch fans. So it'll be great. I'll have the whole fleet covered. I can demo and show people, and then we'll get you guys covered as well. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for listening to my rant. Leave a bunch of comments. Talk some trash. Let's have some fun. And if you really want to talk some smack or share some stuff, go over to Facebook, and it is the Bomb Squad Facebook group on Facebook, and you can reach me there and interact with a bunch of other cool Dragon drivers. Till next time, you guys know what to do. I'm out.
Rolling through the streets, yeah, I'm the king of the block. Got that Dragon drive style, make your whole city rock. Maliboom gangster, with a touch of finesse. I'm burning rubber, raising hell, feel the heat, no stress. Turbo LS, under the hood, I'm moving quick. Nicky tires grip the road, make them stick like a trick. She sloppy too, we got a hit in 08. In the war performance parts all over the place. The Bomb Squad's